All right, hello everyone. Journal Luke here. We're doing something kind of special today because the Kyalami 9-hour, the real life race, is this weekend. The race is on Saturday. I believe they're going to start qualifying tomorrow. And so I figured I would simulate a Kyalami 9-hour against high level AI. We're going to do a 1.5 hour race with 6x time progression. Before we get into that, though, let me go ahead and upload the thumbnail for this live stream, which I'll do that on my laptop right here. Okay. What? It's not letting me upload the thumbnails. This is bigger than 2 MB, whatever that means. I've never had an issue uploading thumbnails. Huh. That is bizarre. Anyone that's into technology, if you could help me out. I mean, let me try to refresh the page. Maybe that'll... I've never had an issue uploading a thumbnail. Let me try that again. Huh. It's not letting me upload the thumbnail, guys. Okay. Well, I don't have the chat open right now because normally I upload the thumbnail first, but that's annoying. I just took a lot of time to make that thumbnail. I took like 20 minutes to make that thumbnail. Let me... Bear with me, guys. I'm so sorry. I have no idea what's even going on. My live stream is also not showing up on my phone, so I don't know if I can open the chat. There it is. Oh, nobody's watching right now anyways. Let me see if I can fix this issue with the thumbnail. That is so strange. I've never had it give me an error saying the file's too big for the thumbnail. I'll just try to... I just saved it again on the same photo app, and I'll just email myself that file again so I can get it on my computer. That is just so bizarre. That's the first time I've ever had an error like that ever pop up. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me try this again. And if this doesn't work, I'm just not going to have a custom thumbnail, I guess, which was like half an hour wasted. Okay. Let me open up Gmail again on my laptop again. I apologize, guys. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, I'll download that. Now let me go back, refresh this page, and let me try to upload this thumbnail one more time. This is... I don't know. If I get the same error again, I'm just not going to have a thumbnail. I don't know what to do, guys. I'm sorry. It's giving me the same error. I'll have to consult with people that are good with technology after this live stream because that's so bizarre. I've never gotten errors saying that the file's too large. You know what? Let me, instead of refreshing the page, let me just shut down the page altogether. Let me just open it again. Studio.youtube.com. Jeez. Should really be just getting into my live stream to start with and not... I don't know who wants to sit through all this, but I have no idea what's going on. Okay, let me try this one more time. So I just reopened everything. Upload thumbnail. Double click on the file. Nope, it's not letting me. I don't know what to do, guys. There goes literally half an hour it took for me to make that custom thumbnail. Wonderful start to this live stream, huh? I guess we're not going to have a thumbnail on today's live stream, so there goes that. At the very least, I will open up the chat. That really pisses me off because I just wasted so much time. I'll just open up the chat on my laptop then. Okay, so now chat should be open after I flip this around. Let me get this plugged in because it's very low battery. Sorry, guys. Okay, now I'm just going to copy and paste the link of this live stream and then paste it to a lot of Discord groups. Sorry, guys. I know I take forever to get into my live streams these days. Okay. Just bear with me, I'm almost done. Just scrambling to do this very fast. Okay, there's only a few more places to post the link. I'm almost done. That really, really, really ticks me off, though. I've never had an error. Like, I wish I could Google it, but see, of course I can't know this until I start my live stream. And I really don't want to put my audience through that, just Googling troubleshooting an error for the thumbnail while I already started my live stream. But I don't know how I can do that before the live stream starts, because you have to click on the live stream to upload the thumbnail. So I have to start it first. And like, if I could realize I was going to have errors like this before I started my live stream, it would have been a lot more convenient. But I was not expecting that whatsoever, because I've never, ever, ever had an error like that. So I'm just gonna have to consult with people that, because when it comes to technology, I am just clueless. So I'm gonna have to consult with people that actually know about technology after this live stream, then figure out why on earth, when I try to upload a thumbnail, that it just says file bigger than 2 MB. I don't even know what MB means. I didn't make a backup thumbnail. I only had one thumbnail made for this, but it took me half an hour to make that thumbnail. That's how bad with technology I am. I know a lot of you guys can just make a thumbnail in like 2 minutes. It took me over 30 minutes to make that thumbnail, and then it just tells me, sorry, you can't have it. Like that. Wonderful. Okay, well, I tried and tried and tried. I tried everything I could to troubleshoot that, and from here on out, I don't want to sit here and like go on Google and read a bunch of articles on how to fix this issue while I'm already starting my live stream. So I'm sorry, guys. We're just not going to have a thumbnail. Wonderful start to today's live stream, but yeah, anyways, we're going to do a simulated Kyalami 9-hour against level 97 out of 100 AI, so pretty high-level AI. A lot of times I like to try to do like max level AI, but when it gets to level 100, they just leave me in the dust. So we're going to do level 97. I feel like that's a very comfortable level for me. It's very challenging still, especially considering I was in a rush and in a hurry to start this live stream. I was already falling behind before I took the 30 minutes to make the thumbnail, so I have not practiced at all today. So I can keep up with level 97 AI when I've practiced thoroughly. The fact that I have not got any practice, and I'm even dehydrated, I barely drank any water. I kind of just rushed to start this live stream. I'm probably not going to do too well against this AI, given that I haven't practiced well, but we'll see how it goes. So, and I'm just putting it at practice length skip, so we're not going to do any practice, and we're just going to go straight into a 15-minute qualifying at noon, and then the race will be 1.5 hours at 6x time progression to simulate the Kyalami 9-hour, which is this Saturday in real life. One thing that I can do, even though the thumbnail isn't working, well, actually, you know what? Let me try to. I don't know if I can upload the thumbnail on my phone or not. I can try that. No, it's not. My live stream is not showing up on my phone. Live stream does not show up on my phone. Well, it doesn't show up on the studio app on my phone. Let me see if I can. Nope, I can't edit the thumbnail unless it's on the studio app and not the YouTube app. Well, let's just get away from the thumbnail issue. What I do think I can do is I can put all the details about this race in the description, so that way I don't have to keep answering questions about it over and over and over when people tune in and they go, hey, what's the AI difficulty? Hey, what's the time progression? Hey, how long is the race? I can just have all of this in the description, and then if anyone asks, I can just say it's in the description. So we're going to copy that, go to YouTube Studio, Live. Still not showing up. Well, can I edit the description on the normal? No. Okay, so we can't have a thumbnail. We can't have a description. Loving the stream so far. Somebody's already tuned out. I don't blame them. This is a very poor quality stream so far, and it's not even my fault. Okay. So, yep, we're going to have level 97 AI. The only downside of me not being able to upload a description is, I guess, I'm going to have to keep explaining this like repeatedly, because in a live stream, of course, people can tune in at any time, and not everyone's going to be here when I'm explaining it right now, so then people are going to... That's annoying. Like, that's what's convenient about having a description. I'm not upset with people asking. I'm just upset with the fact that I just can't have a description that I can refer them to, and that I'll have to just keep explaining it. That's just like, YouTube should be more accessible than this, guys. I'm sorry for the rant. I'm sorry for the bad mood, but this is ridiculous. Like, I shouldn't have to be a computer scientist for this stuff. Anyways, yeah. So, opponent skill 97 out of 100, and I'm making it to where, okay, the entry list for the real life race has it to where there's 13 entries, but the entry list is never reliable because it's on Intercontinental GT Challenge's website. Now, the entry list for them on their website for a lot of races is so inaccurate, because it'll show 14 cars that were entered for the 2022 Indy 8-hour, and then you will watch the Indy 8-hour, the real-life race, and there were 25 cars racing there. That's 11 more cars in the real-life race than what were on the entry list. So that was inaccurate. You look at the entry list for the race in the golf. I can't remember how many hours it was. The golf something hour. I think it was a golf 12-hour or something like that. And then you open the entry list for that race. It showed there were, I believe, 16 cars. And then you look at you open when they live streamed the actual race back in 2022, I think it was in November or December, you open that race, and it shows there were well over 20 cars. Again, the entry list for the Bathurst just this past month, you open it, and it shows there were, I can't remember the exact numbers, guys, but the point I'm getting to is that, I mean, look at it yourself if you don't believe me. Open up Intercontinental GT Challenge's website. Go to the entry lists. And if you go to just the Bathurst 12-hour earlier this month in 2023, you open that. You look at the entry list. I think it only showed there were like I don't know, 15 cars, something like that, just throwing a low. It was a low number. It was a very, very low number. It showed like there were 11, 12, 13, 15 cars, something like that, entered into the Bathurst 12-hour. And then you watch the race, and there's like 30 to 40 cars in there. The difference is just insane. So I have no idea what to expect on as far as, who knows? Maybe the entry list is going to be accurate, and maybe we will see only 13 cars in this race this weekend. But like I said, the entry list is not very reliable to go off of because they're very wrong a lot of the time. Like 99% of the time, the race will have way more cars in it than the entry list you see on the Intercontinental GT Challenges website. And so for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and just to guess and estimate, like let's say hypothetically we get 18 cars in the real race this weekend. So I'm making it to where there's 17 opponents. There's going to be 2 GT4 cars and 2 GT4 cars and 15 GT3 cars. So I think that's all I need to explain on the race. We can go ahead and start the qualifying now. Hopefully some people, at least one person, will tune in. Okay. And I use the AccuWeather app to get the exact weather of this location on Saturday. So this is going to be the exact weather of the race on Saturday. According to AccuWeather, there's a 9% cloud cover, and it's an average ambient temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. So, go ahead and load in my qualifying tune here. And we will start qualifying. Hey, somebody tuned in at least. Whoever just... Nope, they already tuned out. Hello, goodbye. Oh, man. I'm drawing in a huge audience today, guys.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Grand total of 0 people watching again. Alright, let's do this qualifying then. I got 0 practice going into it. So this should be interesting to see how this goes. Probably going to do pretty terrible considering I've had 0 practice. This is level 97? Come on. Jesus! Brakes super early there. I've noticed on the top of that hill before the mine shaft, the AI either... You're not even supposed to brake there. What is he doing? The AI either brakes tremendously early when they're in front of you, or go figure, when you're in front of them, they brake way too late and they rear end you. That's how the AI goes. Man, I'm just a bucket of sunshine today, aren't I? Of course, the AI just threw me off again because they brake way too early. Slipstream, how's it going, man? Yeah, I know. Hey, are you good with technology, dude? Because I'm having trouble today with the thumbnail doesn't even want to upload. It gave me an error. Let's get past this slowpoke AI. A 44.6, that is absolutely terrible, but I'm behind this
Car on the right.
really bad driver.
Clear on the right.
YouTube not working? Well, it said the file is too big. At least that's what I think it means. It said something about 3 MB. Yeah, see, I didn't want to do Google searching because I already started my live stream. I mean, that would just, I don't know. I don't want to, like, be on stream Googling how to fix that. I don't know. Oh, that just ruined this lap. Alright, we're just gonna box then and get more fuel, why not? One MB over. So what does MB even mean? I am just so clueless with this technology stuff. I assume that means something to do with the size of the file. I'm probably really off with that though. I'm probably really wrong.
Let's go, go, go.
Oh, okay. I've never had that happen. Do you have any idea why that would be? Because I get screenshots off replays on this game. And I've done that every time and it's worked until then. I don't even know what that stuff means. Or how to do it, or... There can be a glitch? Okay. Okay, we gotta get a lot better than a 44.2. Let's try to get at least a 43.8 if we can, 43.7. Definitely get away with being more aggressive through the S's. Delta's going down. Thought I had a decent exit down mine shaft, I guess not. Maybe a little too hesitant back on the power. Oh man, we're drifting a little bit wide there. Doing semi-decent for a while. This is what happens when you jump in without having zero practice. Okay, I'll see you later, Slipstream. Man, these lap times suck. All right. Lots of colors and textures in the picture. Okay, I just now was able to read that. I think people that are GT7 people don't understand like how hard it is to read chat while racing in ACC. It is I don't know how to describe it. It's like with GT7, your cars kind of feel like it's on rails compared to this. Like the car's so much more free in this. So you really got to be on your toes. Like, I get so impressed when I see some streamers on ACC where they can just be looking away from the screen for like a full 3 seconds. Like, I cannot do that. I could easily do that on Gran Turismo, but I never really had an issue reading chat or talking while driving in Gran Turismo, but doing it on ACC is like a much different beast. So it looks like and please do not misunderstand that as me attacking people typing in the chat. I'm more or less trying to like use it as like an excuse for my apology on saying like, I'm sorry I'm not able to address the chat very easily. Because I know sometimes I'll get people saying like, oh, I'll stop distracting you. And I'm like, no, don't think of it that way. You know, I'm not trying to shun you guys from talking in the chat. That's definitely not what I'm trying to say. I am going to turn on a fan, though, because it is scorching hot in this room. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Still kind of irritated about how that thumbnail just wasn't wasn't uploading. That's just annoying, man. Spent 30 minutes making a thumbnail and I can't even upload it. Alright. So it looks like we're starting off in P4 in the race. And I got a 1:43.8 lap time. Not terrible. Especially considering I had no practice going into this. Alright. It's time for the race, guys. So, the race is going to start at 1 p.m. in South African time. And then it'll just progress 6x. So, that means every 10 minutes of this race is going to simulate an hour. Meaning the 90 minutes that I race in this is going to simulate that 9 hours has passed like it would in real life this weekend. Because the real life race is right on Saturday. That's why I'm doing this. Okay. So let me get my setup for the racing. So we're going to be starting off with 84 liters of fuel. And we will do a 80 liter splash in our pit stop. I am going to go on pad 1 brakes, but we're going to be running those brakes to the absolute limit. They're probably going to be way too worn by the time the race is done, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. So in the last 20 minutes of the race, the brakes are probably going to be fading a lot. I mean, I could use pad 2 brakes, but pad 2 brakes, I'd basically be at a disadvantage for the entire race until the last 20 minutes. Pad 1 brakes, I'll be at an advantage for the whole race until the last 20 minutes. So you got to pick your poison there, and I think pad 1 brakes are the better way to go, although we're definitely going to be suffering towards the end as far as your brakes go. Obviously, I'm making sure I'm on fresh tires, which we are. Yeah, everything else should be fine. Only thing I'm probably going to change is I'm going to bump up the starting tire pressures of the set of tires we're going to go on later. Well, actually, I might have made those too high. Let me put them right back to where they were. I think everything's actually fine. And the reason because right here you can see 25.4, 25.2, 26 even, 25.9, and then it goes to 25.9, 25.7, 26.5, and 26.4 on the starting tire pressures. The reason that the pit stop's going to be such higher on the starting pressures is because of the time progression. It's going to be much later in the day, and it's going to be a lot colder out, especially when it gets to nighttime. It's going to be no sunlight hitting the track. So, I believe the race is going to start at about 30 or 29 degrees Celsius. Let me check. Okay, so it's starting at 31 Celsius, so I did get it just right and accurate to the AccuWeather app, which is what I use. 9% cloud cover in the air, which is what AccuWeather said it's going to be at the actual race at this location this weekend. So we're getting an accurate representation of how much clouds are in the air as well. So let's go ahead and start this race. Enough talk, let's get to racing.
Stay single file.
And we are starting in P4. Keep in mind there are two GT4 cars in here, and so those two GT4 cars are going to be going much slower, and it's going to cause some lap traffic pretty early on even. And that's going to make the race kind of more interesting. Really bright and sunny out so far to start the race. As I said, there's just a 9% cloud cover in the air, so not a terrible amount of clouds. Mostly sunny. And that means a lot of the sun's going to be hitting the track surface. So right now we're looking at so the track surface is optimum. That means it's very rubbered in. 31 ambient temperature and 40 degrees track temperature. Track temperature is a lot more hot because there's not much clouds in the sky. So that means a lot of the sunlight is hitting this track surface. That and just all the friction of, because it goes hand in hand when it says optimum, that means that the track is as rubbered in as it can get. Maximum amount of rubber mixed in with the track surface. And when the track's rubbered in like that, that means there's been a lot of friction, which also means the track surface temperature is going to be hotter. So I'm pretty excited to get this on the road, get the show on the road. Doing a little bit of weaving during the pace lap here. Another good thing you can do during the, I probably shouldn't be doing it though, because I just caught myself, is partial braking during pace laps. I like to just, for this whole pace lap, I had my left foot on the brake at the same time, just partially. That does generate heat in the brakes, which radiates heat into the tires as well. But I want to minimize brake fade given that I'm on pad 1 brakes. Very aggressive brakes, but they wear very quickly, so I probably should not have been doing that, but oh well, we can't really reverse time now. But I can stop doing it, which I have. It isn't going to contribute to a lot of brake fade, but I mean, the least amount you can get, the better. And we don't want it to be biting us a ton near the end of this race, so
Going double file.
You hear the spotter instructing to go double file, so now we're lining up in rows of 2. It's about time to go racing. Once we come back around to the start and finish line, there's going to be a green flag to wave, and the engines are going to roar, and we're going to start off this race. One thing you got to keep in mind is that during the pace lap, you already have that 6x time progression kicking in. So the whole pace lap took 20 minutes here. So we're starting the race at 1:20 p.m. So not 100% accurate, but it's the best I can do. That anti-cut there is absolutely vicious at Cheetah, which is the nickname of that turn. Probably the most vicious anti-cut in the whole game. Definitely want to avoid that. Okay, here we go. We're about to go to green. check that reaction time. Can we squeeze in? There's just enough room. Oh, we had to lift. Whoa, that was close. Mercedes went wide right in front of us. That could have ended very badly. We want to guard the inside so that Aston Martin can't jump on that opportunity. He was ready to. We had to shut the door on him. Getting a slipstream behind this Mercedes. His draft was actually sucking us wide there, so we had to slow down more than we should. When you're following that close behind a car, it can play against you at certain times. You got to use very conservative throttle through the S's on these first few laps, just because the fuel load at the beginning of the race is so high, all that extra weight's going to have more weight transfer. And there's a lot of weight transfer through the S's. What's up, Joshua? Now here's the trickiest turn of the whole track. Turn Cheetah. Avoid that anti-cut. Brake before the 50 on the final turn. Get a nice run down the straight. A little bit of tire scrubbing there. We're still trying to get some heat in the tires. This is only the first lap. Try to get a slipstream behind this Mercedes again. Now can we back out before the turn so that his draft doesn't pull us wide on the actual turn? Go for the inside. Do we have the space? Can we make it done? Oh, he's beating us on the exit. We're running him wide. Squeeze him. Don't give him the room. And we got done. We got it done. Let's do it. Woo, that was a good move. Now going side by side to pass him at turn 2 has slowed us down. Now we got a gap to us and the Audi. But we are in the podium right now. We are in P3. Get on the throttle nice and early. Going down the hill on the mine shaft. How's it going, Joshua? And you can already see after just 2 laps, if you look at the track map, those the dark blue dots are the 2 GT4 cars. You can see how far behind they are already. Yeah, thank you, man. I'm doing well. Still having to be a little conservative on throttle input with how much fuel we have in the car. You really feel the difference in the weight transfer. It takes longer to recenter. Seems like the Audi's pulling away. The gap must be increasing. We want to drive as aggressively as we can while at the same time avoiding too much tire wear. We don't have the tires scrubbing every turn because this is a very long race.
Falling behind to the car in front in sector 2. Well away, personal fastest lap.
You can definitely have a little bit better rhythm through there. Definitely want to watch for tire scrubbing through crocodiles. This turn can be very harsh on the tires. Went on the power a little bit too early there. Gotta have more patience. So the top two are definitely pulling away. We're still on the podium though. Terrible line through there, should have done better. That was a much better line through the S's. Patience goes a long way. think I was too slow mid-corner at Crocodiles. The anti kind of cheated. It scares me to death every single time. Seriously, if you even touch that thing, you're done. It seems to be Sector 2 where I struggle the most. I was hoping for a 43 there, but we got a 44 flat. We still got 60 liters of fuel in the tank though. Definitely a lighter fuel load than what we started out with, but it still has quite some weight to it. Lots of tire scrubbing on the exit going into mine shaft. was another 44 flat. So it's slower to take turn one with just a lift instead of trail braking. That's why I'm so red on the Delta right now. But if I trail brake on turn one every single lap, these brakes are gonna fade. No, that's actually a GT4 car. P2 is still 9.5 seconds ahead. So that's a different class of car. I wish I was P2 though. Yeah, I'm trying to simulate what the race will be like in real life this weekend as much as I can, because this real life race is on Saturday, so I threw in 2 GT4 cars. There are going to be some, there just won't be very many. Not going to let me have the inside. Alright, we can still pass them. There we go.
Clear on the right.
Now that did just slow us down, so P2's 11 seconds ahead now. That can happen with multi-class racing though. But as long as we can hold on to this podium, I'm a happy camper. Oh, that's track limits. Come on, don't go off the track. The last thing we want is to pick up a penalty. So again, I'm trying to just lift at turn 1 instead of trail braking. Trying to preserve those brakes if I can. Marciello's 2 seconds behind me. And no trail braking there either, I'm just lifting. Still a considerable amount of weight transfer that you gotta wait to recenter through the S's, but the fuel load is dropping by the lap. Hey, how's it going, Racer 14? I'm doing a simulated Kyalami 9-hour right now. Thank you, Garrett, and thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah, I'm holding on to the podium so far. Oh, this is not online though, so unfortunately you can't join this race. Yeah, sorry, it's AI. And I'm doing AI just because I can simulate it as close to real life as possible this way. As far as the start and end time, the time progression, the weather, all that. We gotta get around him before Cheetah, please! That's not gonna end well. That's why I wanted to get around him before Cheetah. Now, Marciello's right on her tail. This is what makes multi-class racing so interesting, though. Yeah, it is cool.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Yeah, because I use the AccuWeather app to get the exact cloud cover percentage and all that. It's level 97. Lots of tire scrubbing through crocodiles there. endurance racing, it can be hard to find that right balance between being fast and avoiding tire wear. It's a little too slow mid-corner. Oh, there's a new GT4 Nissan coming out. Interesting. That's very cool. So there wasn't as much tire scrubbing there. I just waited to go on throttle until the nose was more straight. Lost us 4/10 on the Delta though, but we're trying to preserve the tires. And I say that as I just get massive tire scrub. Okay, cool, I'll check it out. So it's 4:16 p.m. now, sun's starting to go down. And of course it's right at that place where the sun's getting right into your windshield at certain points of the track. Marciello's 1.5 seconds behind me. fun cars though, aren't they? Do you have a video of it? I think the racing's also really fun in them though. It can create for very close together racing. So the class leaders in the pits right now. I'm gonna wait to box. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, you got a top 5 finish? Nice. Shoot! I caught some grass there. If your tire even touches the grass while braking, it just sends you. Your car is what? Hey, I just got a trophy that says best of the best. Can someone look it up and tell me what that trophy means? Best of the best. around that GT4 car no problem this time. Terrible line. Ah, so I just hit platinum, okay. Well, that's good to know. I wonder what rating went up to cause that in this race. I think it's consistency, maybe. I don't really know. Car control, because I am preserving the tires. I would have to check. I don't really pay too much attention to that, to be honest. Yeah, my camera's in the way. I can check it after this race, I guess, but the thing about that stuff is that public lobbies kill my safety rating almost every time. And my car control rating gets screwed over because I do donuts to celebrate. Because I know when I got my first podium in that one league earlier, I was doing tons of donuts after that. And doing donuts just kills your car control rating. Oh, that's a terrible line. I think that's a GT4 car ahead of us. Yes, it is. His tires are getting pretty worn out, I can tell. I think, I don't know. Please let me go by, please.
You're on the left.
That was close. That was really close. We really went for it there. Yeah, that sun is definitely going down. It's almost 5:30. Could have been on throttle a little bit earlier there. Well, I know it's difficult to get pace rating, and you can't get any competition rating on PS5. It's literally impossible. You can't even get like 1 point in your competition rating. Really? Well, that's weird. Must be a major glitch then. I could have sworn, when I watch some Twitch streamers on PC, I can see a competition rating. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't really know. By the way, if it sounds like I'm yelling, it's because the engine noise is blaringly loud in my headphones. That sun is beaming. The scenery here at nighttime is absolutely amazing, by the way. So I'm kind of excited for it to get dark, which it will pretty soon. We got 44 minutes of the race to go. Okay, so we're gonna have to box soon. Okay, I'll see you later, man. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you, appreciate you. I'll see you around. Alright, let's do this pit stop. going to be interesting to see where we come out of the pits. I'm guessing 3rd or 4th place. Our pace has dropped off a little bit. Oh, we stopped too late. Please tell me they can push it back. Okay, whoo. What the heck? We're in 7th place? 8th place? Well, I bet there's a lot of people that haven't done their pit stop yet. That's why. They're waiting a little bit longer to do their pit stop. That's definitely why. Well, we're going to be in the trenches when we exit the pits then. We're going to be in a lot of war.
Mandatory stop and start clear. Come on, let's go. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Wow! Caught the curb a little bit there. We're on cold tires. Not as much grip. Alright, so we're in P10 now. Definitely not ideal. Starting to feel some brake wear. Brakes are not as responsive at all. Brakes kind of feel weightless right now. Had to lift a lot there. Come on, Luke. P7 hasn't done his pit stop yet. Well, that was terrible. P6.
Class leader is picking me up.
P1's in the pits. Getting darker. Can't wait for it to be nighttime. "35 minutes to go." Oh, it's getting dark now. As Anakin Skywalker would say, this is where the fun begins. Look at this scenery at night. That's amazing.
The window is closing down.
Lap traffic ahead.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I can't get over the scenery going down mine shaft at nighttime. It's just, it looks so amazing. The top two are just unreachable by this point. But there's still a chance for me to get fourth or third. Just keep up the pace. Terrible line through the S's. Hey DMC, how's it going? So this was a 90-minute race. I'm in the last 22 minutes of it right now. A little wide. Don't go wide again. There we go. They're having a battle up front that's going to slow them both down. We almost touched the grass there. That was close. We almost hit the grass. Okay, that's lap traffic ahead. So they weren't having a battle. They were just getting around lap traffic.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Brake super deep there. Bad attempt to get around the lap traffic before Cheetah, because now we have to go really slow through here. We can get around him on turn 1 though. If he lets us, nope.
Car on the right.
Alright, there we go.
Clear on the right. Losing time to the car in front in sector 3.
I wonder why I'm losing time. Jeez. So I was desperately trying to get around that lap traffic. 4.5-second gap now. That hurt us more than 3 full seconds. Just trying to get around that GT4 car. That's too wide. Just lost a tenth there. too wide. We lost like 3/10 there, oh my gosh. Not the greatest lap in the world. Still got 12 minutes to go. It was a 44.6, that's pretty bad. P4 and P3 are pulling away. So I gotta get better at passing lap traffic though. That's where I have the most time, is passing lap traffic.
Gaining on the car heading sector 2. Car on the right.
Come on, man, give me room to pass you. Ah.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
See, that just lost us over a full second. Like, every time I lose a big chunk of time, it's just because I can't pass lap traffic easily. Those pesky GT4 cars. Okay, the brakes are dead. Minutes to go. It's almost over. A minute and a half. So the question is this the final lap or do we have one more to go?
Leaders on final lap.
Okay, so we got one more lap to go. At least I'm going to take home a top 5 finish if everything goes well. Don't want to jinx myself. Feels like I have some tire damage, because there's some bits of loose steering where it's not responsive. I will check for tire damage after this. All right, white flag, white flag. Oh, I definitely got tire damage. Something about the car does just not feel right. You can see the fireworks in the background. We put in a tad bit too much fuel. Ideally, we should have put in about 5 liters less, but oh well.
Good job, you did the best you could. Now bring the car back.
Alright, time for the parade lap. A pretty good race, no crashes or anything. Top 5, can't complain. Just gonna bring it back to pit lane now. Look at those fireworks in the background while we can. It's a good sight, isn't it? Well, I always liked how the fireworks look in this game. It looks pretty realistic. Okay, bring it back to pit lane. Okay. It's a pretty good race. So apparently I hit platinum rank in that race too. So qualified in P4, finish in P5, that's only one position down, with 18 overall and 16 GT3s. All right, guys, top 5. And somebody wanted to see my stats, so before I end my live stream, I'll go ahead and check my stats. But guys, I just simulated a real-life race that's going to happen this weekend. If you guys really want to watch the real-life race, it's going to be 9 hours long, so you don't have to dedicate like one time of your day. You can just tune in at almost any time of the day, and it'll still be going on. It's going to be the Kyalami 9-hour. If you just search on YouTube, GT World, their channel is going to be live streaming it for free. You don't have to pay anything. They're going to have a live chat during it. You can talk with other people while you're watching it. Just a broadcast on YouTube, and it'll be just like you're watching on TV, except it's just broadcast on YouTube. You can cast it to a TV in your living room or whatever. I'm going to be watching it this weekend, so should be pretty fun. That's I just simulated exactly, well, as close, not exactly, but the closest I can get this to the real life race is what I just simulated. So it's going to be mostly GT3 cars in the grid. There's going to be maybe 1 or 2 GT4 cars. It's going to be from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. on their time, on South Africa's time. So if you look up whatever time 1 p.m. is in South Africa time, convert it to your time, that's when the race starts, and it'll go on for 9 hours. That's exactly what I just simulated here. I had a 6x time multiplier, so every 10 minutes would simulate an hour, and I raced for 90 minutes, so therefore it was like 9 hours past. Yeah. And I made the weather exactly how it's going to be. There's only a 1% chance of rain, so I just made it to where it's going to be clear. And yeah, it's they kind of lucked out in that way because they do have a high chance of rain on Sunday, just one day after the race there. So, yep, 9% cloud cover in the sky last time I checked AccuWeather, so that's what I simulated as well. Now, so basically the rundown of what I'm getting to is that I just simulated as close as I can get to real life on the exact circumstances of what the race is going to be this weekend. And, of course, it's the same track as well. So if we look at, yeah, it says, okay, so when your total rank gets to 95, I guess you reach platinum category. So consistency is at 95. That definitely went up. Car control. Now, that is actually really low for me. Car control, that's normally in the 90s, but that's down to 87 because I've done donuts to celebrate getting my first podium finish. When I finished second place in IRL, I wanted to celebrate, so I did donuts, but it was well worth it. I don't really care much about these ratings, but somebody asked, that's why I'm showing it. Pace, that was just for like a one-time event, like a special event. You can't really do anything else to get your pace ups, and they're not going to they've stopped, excuse me, they've stopped, oh, hey, sorry, I must have missed your chats, IDK 1867. How's it going, man? But yeah, Pace, they only have like these special events. Like if I go here, like it's a special event. That's like the last one. It's just previous events. They're not, if you refresh a list, I guess you still can do that. If I really cared enough about the ratings, I guess I can get a better lap time there. But yeah, there's no other way to get your pace up rather than just those special events, which I got other things I'd prefer to do than that. Safety at 95. What's my favorite track? I actually have a video on the way about that, and I don't know if I want to spoil it. I am going to make a video soon about it. I don't know how much information I want to give away, because that's actually a video I have planned, so yeah. I guess you'll find out then. It's gonna be a lot of time to make that video because I'm going to rank every track in the game and explain why they're ranked where they are, all 22 tracks. And I'm going to separate them into tiers as well. But I'm not just putting them in tiers. I'm going to rank them like individually as well. And I'm going to try to get footage of driving at like every track as well. So it's gonna be a while to make that video, but expect that video to come out in like the next 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah. But this track I just did is a good one. I can tell you right now that track I just did is in my top 10. I'm not going to tell you exactly where it's placed, but Kyalami is a good one. The only thing I don't like about Kyalami is two things. Its biggest flaw is that anti-cut at Cheetah. If that anti-cut wasn't there at Cheetah, I would rank it a lot higher. But Kyalami has excellent flow. It's a very, very fun track, the one I just raced at. Very underrated. It's a hidden gem. It doesn't get enough love. It doesn't get enough love. But I don't like the anti-cut there, because if you even touch that anti-cut, it spells as disaster. But the only other flaw, and this one's kind of minor, is the pit entry has a very sharp turn, and if you're not careful, you can hit the barrier there, but that's really not too much of a flaw, because all you got to do is just lift, but there's a lot of people that don't know that, and they end up hitting the barrier, but that just takes with learning the track, to be honest. But it is an iffy pit entry. My least favorite track, I mean, I guess that's not going to spoil much for the video. I'll go ahead and tell you right now. My least favorite track is COTA, Circuit of the Americas. The reasons why that's my least favorite track, there's several. One is that the track limits are ridiculous there. You can very easily pick up penalties there because the track limits is not on the curbs, it's on the white line. So anytime you have a league race at COTA, it's always a penalty fest. You see race control pop up with these messages of people getting penalties like left and right. More than half the grid ends up getting penalties every single time I've raced here. But I've also yet to have one clean race there. I have never had a single clean race at COTA. And it's because the very nature of that track invites dive bombs. So, it's very, very wide turns. But there's like kind of like V shapes that go like inwards at the center of the turn as well. So like people are trying to like line it up because they're very tight exits as well. Like they're like these hairpins like this, but then they have like a V where it's inviting people to just dive bomb up the inside if they're side by side, which then makes them go like wide on the exit. And so it's very messy racing. Like side-by-side racing, there almost always results in collisions or people getting ticked off at each other. The nature of that track invites dive bombs in so many different corners. But you know what's at a lot of other corners as well is anti-cuts are everywhere in that track. I mean, like, if I count how many anti-cuts are there, I guarantee you there'd be more than 18 different anti-cuts in that track. It's ridiculous. And they will launch your car. Those anti-cuts, if you touch them, they will launch you with all four wheels in the air. Now, granted, those anti-cuts at COTA is not as vicious as the one I mentioned at Kyalami, but there's only one at Kyalami. There's only one anti-cut there on only one turn. At COTA, it's at almost every single turn. And they only have an anti-cut on the inside of the turn at Kyalami. At COTA, almost every turn they have an anti-cut on the inside, and then they have even worse anti-cuts on the outside on the exit. So it's like, you got the track limits that are trying to punish you enough already, and then you got the anti-cuts that are punishing you even more than that. It's just torture, man. It is torture. I will say this. If you manage to avoid the track limits, and if you manage to avoid all the anti-cuts, and you're just racing there by yourself, like driving there by yourself, it can feel really good to nail a lap there. But the stress of you having to avoid all those anti-cuts and track limits and all that, it just bothers me. And the other bone I have to pick with COTA... Okay, yeah, Formula 1, I'll say, is better suited at that track because a lot of the turns there are so tight that you've got to have a ridiculous amount of grip. And that also leads me into what I'm about to say, is that I don't like how the track's trying to be two different things at the same time. And what I mean by that is that you have this really long series of reverse S-curves. It's very technical. I kind of like that, except you really want to make your car setup, in a GT3 car at least, to be really, really tight suspension to handle that, because in a GT3 car, when you're going through those reverse S-curves, you have your center of gravity tilting so much. You have so much weight transfer that you want to let that the weight transfer to go back to the center before you go back on throttle when you're going through those reverse S's. And so you want to make your setup and your suspension really tight to minimize that. But if you do that, then yeah, you'll be a lot better through that section, and it goes through two different sectors. But then the whole other half of the track, like the whole other half, is just nothing but really, really tight turns that demand a lot of oversteer. And so then you're going to be lacking there. So then you're like, okay, I'll make my setup very loose to go around, to have a lot of oversteer, to go around. You want to get a lot of rotation on the rear of the car then to go around those really, really tight corners for the rest of the half of the track after you get past those huge amount of reverse S's. But if you do that, then of course you're going to suffer in the S's. So you got to do this weird kind of compromise in your setup where it's like something kind of in the middle. And I just really don't like it for so many reasons. That track just has way too many flaws for me. And I will say the pit entry in COTA is the worst pit entry out of any racetrack on Earth. Not just any racetrack in ACC, but like any racetrack on Earth. And it's because when you're entering the pit lane here, if you have a button that's mapped to your pit limiter, I know some people have the pit limiter just on automatic, but people like me where they have a button mapped as their pit limiter, you have your steering wheel still angled a lot because the pit speed limit begins while your steering wheel is still turned very tight. So you don't have a chance to go straight before the speed limit begins. So that means you have a moving target on your steering wheel that you're trying to reach with your thumb before the speed limit begins because you're still in the middle of the turn and you're starting to straighten it out while you have to activate your speed limiter for the pit lane. So you're kind of having to do this thing where like you can't see the front of my steering wheel right now, but like picture like the button's kind of like moving and you're trying to, it's like target practice for your thumb. And you can easily miss it, and it makes me do this weird thing where I have my elbow digged into my body to try to like make sure that my thumb doesn't like leave that, to where my palm is like on the steering wheel like that, and I have my elbow digged into my body, and it's so uncomfortable, and I still kind of have to like reach with my thumb. So it's a very, very awkward pit entry at COTA as well. I do not like it. Yeah, but I mean, man, that pit entry in COTA is just horrendous. But be on the lookout for that. I do have a video on the way soon of me ranking every single track in ACC and putting them in order on just my personal preference on where I would rank them. I know not everyone's going to agree on that, so it's just going to be my personal preference. But yeah, that was a fun stream to have today. It was very cool to replicate as close as I could what the real-life race at Kyalami is going to be this weekend. Don't forget, guys, you can check it out at Belgium's pit exit. Do you mean at Belgium at Spa or Zolder? Because there's two Belgium tracks in this game. Because the pit exit... Oh, at Spa? No, I don't think there's anything wrong with the pit exit there. I do have a gripe that the pit lane is the longest there out of any track, so it's a little agonizing to go through pit lane that long, but it's worth it because it's Spa. Spa is absolutely amazing. I don't know a single person that doesn't like Spa. I will say the pit exit on Zolder is a little bit because it's not the worst in the world, but they do kind of throw you right where you're in the racing line, right where you're exiting pit lane. But I would say the worst pit lane exits have to go to Donington Park and Paul Ricard. Because both of those, I mean, they're really throwing you like right where people are going to be going fast on the main straight. So that is bad. There's definitely some races I've had where people complain about that after the race because some people that are on the racing line have to slam on their brakes when people are exiting pit lane, and that's just really bad. So I think Donington Park and Paul Ricard have the worst pit exits of any track. My favorite motorsport, GT3 and GT4. they're both interesting in their own ways. I'm not really sure which one between GT3 and GT4 I like better because they're just different. I mean, they're like, I will watch a GT3 race and be like, yeah, GT3 is definitely better. But then I will watch a GT4 race and then right after I watch out, I'll be like, yeah, GT4 is definitely better. So I kind of go back and forth on that. I also kind of like watching touring cars, but I think I like driving touring cars better, which we kind of have a touring car and an ACC. It's the TCX one, which is the BMW here. That's technically a touring car, is TCX. So those are fun. I would say these are more fun to drive than watch. I mean, watching them is kind of fun, but these are just a blast to drive rather than watch. I do enjoy watching touring cars and Mazda Miata Cups, like the slower cars as well. It's kind of fun to watch, but if I'm watching a race, I prefer it to be GT3 and GT4. If I'm driving, oh man, if I'm driving, I'm not quite sure which one's my favorite. I do really like GT3 and GT4 when I'm driving too, and I also like to watch them a lot. But I think I think the two, man, because I'm trying to think like, okay, between all of the one makes like Porsche Cup, Ferrari Challenge, and Lamborghini Super Trofeo, which one's my favorite? But they're all very good, just in different ways. Oh man, Ferrari Challenge is pretty fun. The only things I don't like about it is that first gear is just way too short. The brakes are like non-existent, so you got to brake like 50 meters early, even in the dry. And that, I can't imagine how early you'd have to brake in the wet in Ferrari Challenge. But Porsche Cup's also pretty fun. It can be stressful though because it's definitely the hardest in the game. But Porsche Cup, I love the challenge in it. I think Porsche Cup and Ferrari Challenge are also some of my favorites to drive. But yeah, I think I'm going to close out the live stream here, guys. It was a fun race. Thanks for tuning in, everyone that did watch. And don't forget, guys, this was just me simulating it. The real life race is going to be this Saturday. Qualifying is going to be tomorrow. Search GT World on YouTube, and you can watch the race there. I am not affiliated with them. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just letting you guys know. So, yeah, fun times, guys. Top 5 finish today. Can't really complain. Race fast. Race clean, and I'll see you all in the next video.